Hey guys. How's everyone holding up? Hey. Can you hear me?
Can't hear you if you are talking. Maybe that's me.
Okay, I can hear y'all. Come here. My dog wants to say hi. She does this every single Zoom, which is like 8 times a day. She's like, did you want to see me? Because I'm here. She's so funny. She thinks that I'm staying home for her.
Well, you are, aren't you?
Which is true. It's true. We all know that. It was really cool. We did like this big corporate meeting today, and we got to see like everyone's faces we haven't seen for so long. It's been 2 weeks today. Oh, she wants to show you her toy now. Yeah. She's a hot mess, but I love her.
So it's okay.
I was telling the girls in marketing, I was like, we call ourselves as a joke dirty girls in marketing because we're always like talking about how we haven't washed our hair and we need more dry shampoo. And
it's healthy. You're supposed to only wash it like once a week. It's okay.
I told her today, I was like, I really don't even remember the last time I washed my hair. I should probably start keeping better track of that. It's growing though because it's like healthier and I'm not using like a blow dryer or anything on it. So that's good stuff. So how are you guys doing? How's the move going?
I feel really left out of this conversation. The hair blowing.
I just asked you. You know what? You could not wash your hair and use dry shampoo also.
That's true. I could. You're right.
How's your move going?
It's
busy.
Busy. You have to rebuild floors first, so it's just one thing at a time.
Yeah. I just came
Dave
over
sitting
there.
on your lap, kid. Kind of, almost. A little bit on her lap, kind of.
It's a good question, Cindy. It does look like he's sitting on her lap.
I'm usually the little spoon. It's okay. But no, move is okay.
So Denver, say hi. Say hi to everyone since you're up here. She's asleep until I start talking, and then she's like,
it's time for us to go on.
like, no, it's not. It is my time. How we doing, Joel, Vanessa? How we doing, guys?
She said, "Eat your puppy, right, kid?"
We got the Smiths and Charlotte. Hey, how many of you were on the workout with Andre this morning? Whew. It was pretty good. He did simple stuff that if you do it correctly, really makes a big difference for sure.
Favorite workouts. Because I always beat Dave. Not always.
Let's do push-ups right now.
No, push-ups usually.
Say hello.
Hey everybody.
There he is.
How are you doing?
Your favorite? That's good to know. I'll let him know. I'm sure he'll want to know that, Cindy.
Well, happy Thursday to everyone. And we do have some special guests. Before I say that, I just want to thank everybody for participating. I want to thank Dave and Katie, who's on today. I want to thank Andre, just a bunch of people who have been getting creative with exercising. We're in these uncertain times, but we're maximizing these times. As I said the other day, I feel like God is kind of adjusting our moral compass and giving us a time out to prioritize stuff. So just welcome everybody. And if you do, as I mentioned Tuesday, if you did invite someone to this Zurvita community chat, just make sure they go to zurvita.com/pledge so they could submit and be a part of this great community that, you know, like you've seen even today on just different workouts, macronutrient meal plans, people's just success. You know, on the weekends, we have recipes, we have meal prepping. But without further ado, we've been inviting people just on kind of listening to their story on why this Zurvita pledge has been so effective in their lives. And the couple, and I call them a dynamic duo because I know them since 2012. They're filled with love and light and peace and joy, and they're just a pleasure to be around. I really am always praying for them and rooting for them on the sidelines. It's Dave and Katie Simpson, and they're presidential consultants from sunny Florida. My daughter just moved to Naples, Florida, so when I ask her how the weather is, she's like, Dad, stop asking me. It's 78 degrees.
Same answer every
It
time.
showers for 15 minutes in the afternoon. And then a rainbow comes out and it's sunny for the rest of the day. But they've been with Zurvita. They've been with us since 2009. They have kiddos. They also are foster parents. We have Katie, who is actually training for an Ironman. And, so I just want to give you guys the platform because every time I see you, you're always together and you're always lifting each other up. Why do you think this pledge has motivated you guys on even a different level? I mean, you've been a part of our 90-day challenges and stuff, but when you make a declaration, when you speak it, when you really make this commitment, wherever you are with you and our Creator, it's different. And how do you see it different, and why is it kind of clicking with the both of you?
I can start. Well, for me, the pledge let me, the way I would describe it is dig my claws into my goals just a little bit deeper. So I let a little less things kind of fall to the wayside. For example, you talked about macros before. I struggled with macros before, so part of my pledge was to get on my app and be really accountable to all my macros. And so I've been able to do that. And during this time where everything's kind of going crazy and we're in the middle of a move and everything going on, and I can say that I've been accountable, and I really do think it's because of the pledge and the community that's growing through this. And yeah.
Yeah, for me, I looked at like a 5-year snapshot and the slow compromises over time, both professionally, personally, emotionally, physically, it all is the same principle, right? Slow compromises lead you further and further away from who you self-identify with. And so it's good to have a good, healthy self-esteem and self-identity. And like a thermostat, if we set the thermostat at 72 degrees and it starts to get to be 73, 74, it kicks on to cool it back down. Or if it gets down to 69, 68, it kicks on and bring it back up. I found myself not at where I want my thermostat set. And I used the pledge as this vehicle to say, you know what, let's not one day anymore. Let's jack this into gear and just do it now. And that was the personal health. And on the other side, I saw from people, Chris and Sarah Smith and many others who done such wonderful things. I'm like, this is important. Like, this is going to be for our business and for our personal health and for our friends' health. This is more important than any challenge has ever been. And maybe it's just because of a different perspective or maturity, but I've seen this is a real movement that could happen to really, really affect a large scale of helping people.
And the beautiful thing is when we were talking about the Zurvita pledge, the vision is to, Adriel will call it the dirty dozen. I've called it the 12 disciples, because there's 12 people from different facets of this country that all had different goals. Some were fitness, some were financial, some were, they were just in a really dark place and they were healing. And other people were trying to break addictions. Other people had really health problems. One gentleman was closer to 700 pounds than 600 pounds. And things just started clicking. Then getting on this platform, this community chat, I would ask a few questions and then it would go into left field into the area that we really needed to talk about. And then the goal was, and what I prayed about for years is to put something together. And then just like, when you're a believer and you listen, say, to the word, Jesus never wanted his disciples to just stay and to just deal with it themselves. One of the last things he said at the Last Supper was, go and spread the good news. Go and tell the world, you know. And so here we are, Kristen Smith and Patty and different people, and now you guys. I just feel that is exactly what you just said. It is becoming a movement, because now what's happening is, you know, as this Zoom gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you know, it's great when you have then leaders that are in different places in the country, and then you guys have your own Zoom, and then you're creating that community, and it's a beautiful thing. I need to say this because I've learned a lot about you guys. You know, here you have your children, but then you have this love to love on other people that need help, and you've done that, and it's just a blessing to see it. But how do you take in people? Because the reason why I'm saying this is right now we're at a place in our lives that we have to help people that we don't even know. I think that at the end of the day, it's how we love God's people. So here, there have been people that you've come across in your life that you've taken in as your own children, that you've taken in, and you know, that could either make a family closer, or that could literally split a family up. So it's like, here you guys are doing this together, and it seems like everything that you've done has brought unity instead of division. Can you just give us some tips on how, you know, obviously I feel, knowing you both, that God's in the middle of it, but how is it working so fluidly well?
Well, I'll tell you, before we talk about the good stuff, they still end up growing up to be teenagers, and it's the same story. So it's not
in the house right now.
It's not all that pretty. Good, that's mama's jurisdiction.
How we do it.
Why?
I don't know what to say, because it's so natural when you are, and I do feel called. I know that you have used that word before in what you do. There's no question, and there's no other answer other than making it work. And then it's hard. You still work. There's a lot of work to do, but it never feels
like too much.
It's just. And then when you have your successes, and I always say our little breakthroughs, it's life. That's what this is all about. That is what feeds us. We could not do this any other way. And
I feel like, so our plan was to make two biological, two adopted, and we just did foster care first and adopted our first kid. And when that was over, we didn't even have to like sell each other on it. We both knew that this was just our way. And after a pregnancy scare, I'm like, honey, we gotta get this taken care of. We got 5. I'm done. Sorry. You know who you right on this call, okay? So and from then on, it just became I just think that everything goes in momentum, both directions, both positive and negative. And we just got this momentum, like, hey, let's hang out here, and sometimes uncomfortable, but when it's right, it's right. And the hard right is better than the easy wrong.
And with this pledge, also, I know so many couples, and it's almost comical, because when I have couples over, it's like, well, he does his thing, and if I even dare to work out with him, he just freaks out. Or, I have doctor friends who, are telling their wives or something on like what they should do or what they should take. They don't listen to their husbands, but when they're watching TV and they're watching Dr. Oz or the doctors, they're going over to their husbands, who are amazing specialists, and saying, do you know what I just saw on the doctors? And they're like, oh, I said that to you like 8 months ago. So how does it work with two people living under the same roof and wanting to get in shape? Like, I was watching your workout. It's like, it looks like not only do you work out together, but it looks like you have fun together. And in my opinion, over the course of 25 years, that's a minority, that's a rarity. How does it work?
Well, first, so we had wedding vows, and then we had kind of private wedding vows, and one of those was she made me vow to never lose my six-pack.
It's not true.
So it kind of is actually true. So I had made a commitment long time ago. What I got, you got to do.
We make it fun though because I win, and that's probably the only reason it would ever be fun is because I always win.
I will say, let's do push-ups right now in front of Peter. So I will say she has taught me a lot. She's an emotional intelligence, like she's very emotionally intelligent. So I have learned too, like your intention of where you come from means everything. So we talk a lot of smack. We make it fun by challenging, but also when you start to see like that, when say we'll do push-ups as a goofy example, and there's that time where you can't really get the last few. We're talking smack to her the whole time until it feels like you really can't go, and all of a sudden we flip the coin and we're the support. We're like, no, you got two more. Let's go. It feels like it's like accountability, but it's not. There's no hierarchy. It's very much like we agree. We're in the same agreement that if you push your limits together, you'll go further than on your own.
And here over the last 9 years, we've introduced more support, more products. How has, say, the transformation system or our performance products, how has that even helped incentivize you guys to want to stay in shape? Because I was a part of, it was a beautiful thing to be a part of with the scientific advisory board and actually like put in certain ingredients that that are going to dilate your vascular system, give you energy. And so I felt like a little kid in a candy store. So when I take one of our products before the workout, I feel the difference. When I take H2O, I feel this other stage of energy. And then, when we're doing the recover, it's a beautiful thing. So how has that helped you through your workouts?
So I'll talk first on that. And one thing I'll say
always got to go first.
I told you I'd do first. First I'll talk on our foundational product, Zeal itself. I've taken that for years and I don't know how people do life without it. I know everyone should have it. It's got that full profile of the antioxidants and all these great things in it. But I always think of the mamas and I think of we're the emotional managers of the home. We're the culture setters, and it makes you feel better. It gives you energy. You have decreased levels of anger or depression, and just, so you not only change that person's life, but you change the entire family's life because of that mama. So that's the number one thing I love. But when you guys introduced the other line, the Fuel, I don't like pre-workouts. I've never liked them. I'm so sensitive to them. He will talk much different about pre-workouts. But with my endurance training, I have fallen in love with the Fuel. I take it about, depending on how far I'm going, but about an hour into my workout, and I take it in about 20 minutes. I just feel like my engine has just restarted and I can just go. And I actually have a story with that. I did my first half Ironman in December, and it was only the second time using the product. And I was on the bike, which is my weakest leg of the race.
How far was the ride?
This one was 55 miles.
Wow.
So yeah, so about halfway into it,
we have cars, you know that, right?
I know. Halfway into it though, I took my Fuel, and I swear I just started passing people. People are on that leg of the race where they're getting fatigued, and I took that Fuel and I just started passing people, and I just felt so good the rest of the race. So that's my perspective of it. I know that you.
Yeah, I mean, you said it all well, though. I don't have much to ask that. I've been taking pre-workouts for like 15, 20 years. And I know there's a difference when you take it versus when you don't, with the pump you get or the amount of push you have. And I have a little, Kitty calls them attention issues, but I do have like a little gym ADHD, a little sport. I like to do different gyms, different sports, different workouts, different theories, whatever. I just try them all, keeps me entertained. So I did MMA for a while. I used to be a wrestler. I've done a lot of lifting and a lot of different stuff. And there's just no debating whether pre-workout changes your performance or not. It absolutely does. Mm-hmm. But I got so sick and tired of the crash afterwards where it screwed up the rest of my day, the rest of my life. And I finally found a stimulant-free pre-workout that was okay, that was just pricey, but it was stimulant-free for the last 3 years. I've been using it just so I could get some of that without the retaliation afterwards. And when I tried Fuel, I was like, oh man, I'm excited. This is going to work great, whatever. I try it. And then the rest of the day, I felt like I do on Zeal. You're just cruising still the whole day. And I'm like, people who are athletes, aspiring to be athletes, improving their body, their fitness level, dude, it's such an edge. It's worth a couple few bucks. I mean, it's such an edge. On leg day, like, the biggest muscle group of your body, the difference between fuel and not fuel is both how long I can work out for, how much I can lift, how many reps, how high I can jump, how far I can. Every single way you can measure muscular performance or cardio performance, fuel is night and day. I know from being in tune with my body for so long, it's not like anything you've ever had before. And it's so clean. I'm just as excited about fuel as I've ever been about Zeal.
And for where we are, if you watch CNN or if you look at any news, it's almost mind-boggling on where we are. We're at a place where we've never been. And autoimmune, I have an autoimmune condition, so I fall in that category of compromised autoimmune systems and elderly. And it's like, what an amazing opportunity, even now in these times, that Zeal literally has all these anti-inflammatory properties in the Guarano, which basically, is going to give you a nice lift, and you're going to have a happy landing because of it being in a cousin of caffeine, where caffeine is water-based. This is more oil-based, and it's a beautiful thing. So it's like, there are no excuses to be in the best shape of your life, and especially now. And I'll say this because so many people are asking me, like, what do you think of this situation? What do you think about what's going on? And all I can say is that if you don't believe in something bigger than yourself, then you're in trouble. if you can't lean on your faith, or you can't lean on other people to help you, then you're going to be freaking out, stressed, anxiety ridden, and climbing out of your skin. For people that are kind of on the fence, they may be even listening, watching right now all throughout the country, different countries, and they're kind of on the sidelines. They're voyeuring in. They're curious. They're like 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And now a lot of people, they said that there's 3 million people that have lost their jobs, literally, and they don't know when they're going to get their jobs back. I have people in the restaurant industry that, in the last 2 weeks, they've lost over $280,000 of cancellations. So we're in a dire straight situation, but yet we can maximize what we're doing at home, and we can really, in my opinion, we can take a time out and focus on the one model, the one model year that God has given us, and be that best version of ourselves, mind, body, and spirit, so that when we click back into some normalcy, we could actually be ahead of the curve, ahead of the game. So what would you tell people that are they're they may have heard about this. They're a part of Zurvita. They haven't even submitted into zurvita.com/pledge. They're just kind of dilly-dallying, and they're on autopilot. What would you tell them?
Can I get this one first? No?
Yeah, you can go first. No, I would say jump in, but you talk about this much better than I do.
Maybe. I feel, so our bodies work the same as they have for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Nothing is really different. We just know a lot more now. And the privilege to have the scientists, our scientific advisory board, to have you, to have this supply chain, to have all these connections that, let's say, I don't sometimes know how to separate the business product talk. I think it's kind of all one topic in some sense. And most of us is a Zurvita community, so I'm talking about it together. I don't have the ability to create anything like this with my 2 hands. So it's a privilege to be able to participate, number one. And then to realize that it's the more we know, the more we learn, the more we find, the more black and white it becomes, that your health is in your choice, in your choices. And there's no more like, well, my grandpa used to smoke or drink his whole life and he's fine. That talk has kind of gone away, because we now know too much objective truth. You can make your body, your health, your energy, your relationships, your fight, you can make anything the way you want it to. And I believe that so much to my core, that to the person on the fence, when would now be a good time to make some commitments, some covenants? And it's not like you're going to find a better vehicle where you can go make your own product and go make your own health coach and go win your own 50 bodybuilding championship titles. You know, you said you can't, we're all, by collaborating, it's literally the biggest lever you could use on your health, on your mind, on your finances, on your relationships, better, newer friends. We're always upgrading friends. We're always upgrading connections. And it's like right here.
To piggyback off of that, I would say that now is just a really good time with everybody so focused on immune systems.
The awareness, yeah.
The awareness of it and the awareness of health at this point. And then also the other side of it, which is the gig community and everybody being at home away from their jobs saying, well, now I kind of wish I had something going on. We're so happy that we started this before because our rent can be paid and we don't have to think about that now. It's not amazing and in the best situation. We want everybody out there working and stuff. But if you don't start now, in 2 to 5 years, maybe you're going to wish you did.
I couldn't agree more. And I don't know if you guys were watching the Zoom with our CEO, Jay Schaefer, but it was pretty amazing because, you know, first of all, Jay, you know, Mark and Tracy, everybody, we have such an amazing team. But Jay is very humble. He's so smart. He's a great businessman. He loves the Lord. But he was so excited, almost giddy, by saying, listen, we're not only all right, we're actually starting to go up. And it's because we have, by the way, this in-home business. So like you just said, it's like, think about it. It's like, you know, what do I always say? Sometimes our busyness buries God's greatness. So now we slow down a little and we say, okay, what can I do? How can I be the CEO and be in the driver's chair? How can I do this? And to be able to have that peace that you can control your destiny by how hard you work out, by how good you eat, by how good you exercise. And then, oh, by the way, pay it forward, because when people see that walking, talking billboard, when people see that picture of health coming out of the both of you, they're going to ask questions. I mean, the biggest question that people ask me is like, how old are you? How much do you work out? What do you eat? I don't even have to sell the product. All I have to do is tell them what I'm eating, what I'm taking, and what I do. And they're like, sign me up, man, plug me in. And you know, it's as easy as giving them a card or giving them a website or whatever the case is. So it's like, I just appreciate each and every one of you, the both of you. What would be the take-home message for today? I mean, here we are, you know, coming into the end of March, and, you know, we'll never forget this March, you know, and March 7th is the day that I flatlined, and I basically was going over and God blew life back into me. So that's March is really important to me. And then March 16th is the day I was born. But I'll never forget March 2020, what has happened in this world. But we all do have an opportunity, because it's how we are affected by this. The world will never be the same. It'll either be better or worse. We as an individual will never be the same. We'll either be better or worse. It's how we choose to decide on what has gone down, how we choose to trust, how we choose to love, how we choose to forgive. And it's like, I choose to slow down. I choose to prioritize. I choose to take care of my autoimmune system, because I want to be here for as long as I can to do what I feel God has called me to do. We all have gifts and we all have callings in our life. And a lot of people, they're frightened to even talk about it. And what I say, each one of you that are listening today, that now is not the time to be frightened. Now is not the time to just, you know, shrivel up. Now is the time to put your shoulders back, your chest out, and to boldly state what you want to do. God has put those dreams in your heart, and no one else's. And it's what you do with them is your gift back to Him. So what would be your take-home message for the both of you, for people that maybe are listening for the first time here because they've been working? Maybe they're quarantined home for a reason. What would be the take-home message that you would want people to hear the both of you saying?
I would say you and I, man, are surfing the same wave right now, because before you went off on the choice thing, I was prepping my answer in my head, and it was, now it's time to make some deliberate choices. A little cool little reference would be, there's I think it's still on Netflix, it's called Iron Cowboy. We watched this about a guy who ran 50 Ironman in 50 days.
In 50 different states.
50 different states, 50 different days, 50 Ironmans consecutively to raise money for a charity. It's unhuman, it's impossible, right? But his point at the end of the show, he's talking to people who are obese, he's really humble about it. His point, the take-home message that I wanted to answer your question with is, his point was, don't worry about what I'm able to do right now, because I wasn't always able to, just do your hard. So what is hard for you right now? Do that. Don't think about, I can never be a 50 plus gold medal bodybuilding champion with a sexy accent from Detroit like Peter, so I'll never even try. Ain't gonna happen, right? No, I just gotta do what's my hard for this Thursday, what's hard for me today, and just make sure you do that. And if you just show up and make the choice to do what's hard, but you know what's right, you will, in 6 months from now, what was once impossible is now just hard. And what was unthinkable is now the impossible. You know, so you can shift what you're capable of and what your life looks like and how safe you are financially and emotionally, all this stuff, by doing what's hard instead of looking for the comfort zone. So make the choice. Now, we have time, we're at home now, right? So take the time to get deliberate with, what do I want, who do I want to be, and make some choices that are the daily ones that will build that.
And you?
I would say, and I speak to myself when I say this, is if it sparks you, why not? And when I say that, I have to deliberately do this to myself sometimes. Why am I hesitating? And when I can face and really identify why I'm hesitating, oftentimes I can beat it. If you turn away from it and just hesitate, or maybe I will tomorrow, sometimes it grows and it's hard to beat. So I guess that's what I would say.
You know, and I choose to learn the backflip that Dave did, that I think is on YouTube, that I've watched 400 times. It's like, and you should do me a favor. I'm challenging you right now. I want you to post that tonight so that everyone can see you do that. I think it was in slow motion. I don't even know, but all I know is that I watched it and I was like, wow, I gotta do that.
I'm telling you, it's even better when you're the one doing it. Especially when you're a hot partner, thinks you're cool.
It's really cool.
Like, yeah, I know, it's kind of cool.
Well, listen, thank you both, Dave and Katie. Take care of yourself. Take care of your children. Keep doing what you're doing. God's using you in a big way, and we are just so excited that you are part of our Zurvita family. So love you guys. Sending prayers out to you, and appreciate your time today, okay?
Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
Great. Well, you know, for everybody that's on here, for everybody that's listening, I just wanted to say, this too shall pass. You know, I was actually filming something in my home for my TV show, and it's like, you know, a storm, you know, and Dave and his wife could relate to a lot of storms that come in Florida, a lot of hurricanes. They come in so quickly. And even I live on the lake here, and a lot of times it's like I see this line in the middle of the lake, and there was one time I didn't know what it was, and I could hardly see past it. It was a front coming in, and it was beautiful blue skies in the front of my house, but the back of my house, it was dark, and I'm seeing this thing come in like 50 miles an hour, and it knocked down certain outdoor furniture, took down a tree, but as fast as it came in is as fast as it left. And then there was this rainbow, you know, like literally 20 minutes later, and all the neighbors are outside and they're bewildered. And I feel like the analogy is where we are right now. It's like no one saw this coming. No one thought it was going to happen. No one thought that they were going to be out of a job. No one thought that one of their family members or friends were going to be affected by this. And all I can say is this too shall pass. God knew before we took our first breath that this was going to happen. And all I can say to each and every one of you is he's got our back. He is the Prince of Peace. I love each and every one of you. I feel the unity that we're creating through Zurvita, through this wonderful Zoom chat that we do every Thursday. She'll be back here next Thursday. Next Thursday, we'll be having Mary and Chet, who are from the Napa Valley area of California. They'll be speaking and sharing their stories as well. And if you do want to become part of this chat, you have something that you want to contribute, just inbox me or post it on our Zurvita pledge page. I love to hear from it. Continue to post, continue to dream, continue to believe. And I'm going to send it back to Adriel.
Hey, so I feel led to really, I'm not okay today. I was fine yesterday, but I'm not okay today. 2 weeks is a long time, right? Like, that's rough. And we had this call. Susie called me and I started crying. You know, I haven't been able to stop it. It's like a funnel, you know. It's okay to not be okay right now. And I think, sorry, my dog is hobbling. She tore like tendon and she's like walking over here because she can hear me crying because she's adorable. Come here. Okay, come on. So I think that it's really important for us to not just stay focused on taking our Zeal and doing our workouts and stuff, but just be honest about where you're at. Like, this is, while we were here, the city of Houston sent out this huge alert and all of us in corporate got it. And it's like, basically like, stay home, don't go outside, this is getting bad. And it's so easy to hear that and just be like, shit, honestly, right? Like, this is scary. But we have this huge community of people. And I want to make sure that, like, you know that we're here. And if you need someone to talk to, we are here. We started doing that with some of our friends that we live alone. It's when you live by yourself and you don't have any contact with people, you don't realize how much you need people, right? So I was telling Susie, I think that this is such an eye-opening situation for us on so many levels, to see like what we're taking for granted, how blessed we are. Like, my sister-in-law lost her job. Andre's wife lost his job. Mauricio's fiance lost her job. Like, these are our people. My aunt has coronavirus. Like, this is stuff that's like affecting everyone we know and love. And I might be tired because I'm working a lot, but I'm not missing a single paycheck. I have my health. I have so many people that love me that it doesn't matter if it's through a Zoom or a phone call or a FaceTime. Like, we are very blessed to have this community, and it's okay for you to be scared, and it's okay for you to feel emotional about this, because this is new, right? Like, this is something that hopefully we'll never have to experience again. And, you know, I was telling, my friend had a baby last week, and she was freaking out because she was home. She's in Massachusetts, so they've been home for a little bit longer than us. And like, she was just watching the news and social media nonstop. And I was like, you need to stop. Like, you're feeding the monster, right? Like, all of it, because not all of it's even true, but no matter what it is, it's just like, it's funneling fear and anxiety into your life. And she couldn't do a whole lot about it. And I was like, watch like Disney Plus, like throw on like some kind of cartoon, like go cross stitch something, like throw a plate in the backyard and break it, whatever you have to do to like let that out. Don't just sit there and wallow in the fear and like wallow in all of it, just soaking you in, because it will start to push down on you. And so my friend's a nurse out there, and her and I were talking, and we were like, you know, the flu kills a lot of people all the time too. And when it first started, it was also an epidemic. you know, because no one knew how to control it. It was very fearful, stuff like that. We've gone through this, but we always come through it, right? Like nothing's killed us yet. We're all still here. And it might be something new, but this virus is probably not going to go away. Like, you know, we're just going to figure out ways to deal with it. And I think that we need to know that there's this meme that was like, I feel like I'm in elementary school and people keep not listening to the teacher and I keep getting my recess time taken away. That's how I feel. I'm like, I'm healthy, I'm active, but I'm gonna stay inside to do my part, right? I mean, I've been going out and running, and now I have like this running partner who runs in the morning the same time as we do, and I almost pass her at the same time every day, and like we just swap sides of the road. You know, we're just like, hey, and then it's so important for us to stay active right now. I mean, if you're not tuning into the pledge workouts, that's fine. If you're still working and you can't do it then, be blessed and do them later. Like, do your own workout. But I think that I probably would have had this breakdown last week if I hadn't been working out every day. You know, it's such a good stress relief. It's so good. And I'm very blessed and grateful that I just eat healthy now, because that's the way my lifestyle is, right? Because what I really want is like a tub of ice cream, and I want to emotionally eat, but instead I'm eating freaking apples and I'm eating almond butter, and I'm going to come out of this thing looking better than I came into it because I'm focused on maintaining that lifestyle, right? Like we were talking about choices. I can have an emotional day, but I can still choose to continue in faith that I'm going to be fine. Everyone I know and I love is going to be fine. We're going to come out of this, and we have this product, right? That I have basically a Zurvita store in my house because I work at Zurvita. And how lucky am I to just constantly have nutritional product? Our company is they're shipping all of our employees product to make sure we don't like run out. And not every company is like this. And we have something so special that I feel like this is a huge opportunity to show not just the product, but the heart of this company. Reach out to people and don't try and just sell them on product. Reach out to them because this time is scary for people. Reach out to them because the strongest of us break down. And sometimes people just need to hear that they're still cared about. They might see you living a healthy lifestyle and end up asking you about the product, but the people come first, the product comes second. You've got to reach out to people, make sure everyone's still okay. This is a time to just really rebuild relationships. I've learned from this that I have fallen very short on constantly communicating with my family, with my friends, and I wish that we did this more often. Like, why did it take an epidemic for me to call my mom? Like, just call your freaking mom, dude. Like, I have a mom still. I'm so blessed. Like, not everyone still has a mom. Put the people in your life first. The product and the sales will follow, and just make sure that you're staying active. And if you need anything, the Zurvita pledge at Zurvita.com, whether you need a recipe, you need a hug, you need me to FaceTime you, you need me to whatever, like, we will be there for you. And our whole point of having this community is to help each other through everything, even the unexpected stuff like this.
I have to run. I have a 3:45, but I did want to leave with a joke to make you smile. Why is it that no one in Antarctica has coronavirus? Because they're all isolated.
They're already isolated.
I have to run. I love you all.
Love you.
Love you guys. Hey, make sure you're still following all of our socials. We've done a really good job. We've actually upped a lot of our engagement because of all of this. We have some really cool stuff happening on there right now. We have the Shake a Zeal, Take a Zeal, Shake a Zeal, Share a Zeal challenge. So we're tagging a bunch of people. I'm pretty sure I tagged Peter, and he hasn't put up a story yet doing that, but you know.
I didn't see that. I'll do it.
It's just a fun way of being able to see each other, right? To be able to see each other's faces and still be involved. And and show that like we're still here, all of us are still here, right? And just know that you're super loved, and if there's anything that Zurvita, that Peter, that I can do for you, we are 100% here for you.
Amen to that. Yeah, we appreciate you, and we I myself am praying for you, and I live alone as well, and I get it, man. It's just, you know, so I just pray for everyone that's listening, including you, Angel, that we just have the strength, and we know that we're not alone. We persevere, and we come out of this stronger and better, and have softer hearts. And most importantly, we pay it forward. You said it, I think, at the last conference or something, and you said it's not about me, it's about we. And especially now, it's truly about all the resources and all the talents that God has given us. Now is the time to truly share that. Because a lot of times where I become weak, other people become strong, and we truly help each other. So I'm here for you as well. And if anyone needs, you know, to talk, or anybody needs anything, it's like you just put a shout out, and I'm there. So, and we appreciate you, Adriel, for everything. I always kid around for people that don't know, but I'm kind of like, I can't change a life. IT illiterate, and if it wasn't for Adriel, I don't even know if I'd be the coach. she helps so much in such a mighty way. I mean, I do have a lot of talents. I'm humbled to say that. I appreciate what God has given me, but He has not given me the talents that Adriel has. So thank you, God. We appreciate everybody, and we hope that you have an amazing day. God bless each and every one of you, and we're excited to get through this together.
Absolutely. And we will see y'all next week, and we'll see you all 8 a.m. tomorrow. We have, what is today? Today's Thursday. We have Alex McKinley tomorrow, so that should be pretty fun. And don't forget that we have the corporate field call tomorrow, and we'll announce who's on it at 4:30 today. So pay attention to the consultant group. Love you guys, and we'll see you next week. What are you doing?